Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Chris Flaherty and Robert Paris, Peter Brown with the weather, Matt DiMarzio with sports, Maddie Shipko with community calendar, and Marge McDonald with the senior news report. Thank you for joining us. Burlington's race for the Board of Selectmen is heating up. According to a notice from Town Clerk Amy Warfield's office, 4 people have pulled papers for the 2 open seats. Incumbents Mike Runyon, first elected in 2012, and Joseph Morandi, first elected in 2015, have both pulled papers. One challenger is Virginia Mooney, a former member of the board and a current town meeting member. The other is Nick Priest, a 30-year Burlington resident and a senior copywriter at Cambridge Biomarketing. He's a newcomer to Burlington politics. There are a number of other seats up this year, though so far the races are non-competitive. The town moderator seat is on the ballot, as it is every year. Current town moderator William Byer, first elected last year, has taken out papers. On the school committee side, member Martha Simon is up for election. Simon was first elected in 2015, and she has also pulled papers. Nobody else, as of this Friday, has done so. Planning board member Paul Raymond, first elected in 1990, is up again. Raymond is so far the only person to have taken out papers for the seat. Board of Health members David McSweeney and Elizabeth Walendowitz are both up this year and have both pulled papers. There is time for potential candidates to pull papers. Papers can be picked up at the town clerk's office at Town Hall. The deadline to pull papers is Thursday, February 15th at 5 p.m. You can see a full list of open seats on our website at www.bcattv.org/bnews. The 2018 annual town election will be held on Saturday, April 7th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the Burlington High School Gymnasium. Stay with BNews for upcoming election coverage throughout the months ahead, as we will update the information as new candidates enter the races. Burlington dog owners may have a new place to drop their 4-legged friends off for the day for some training at a business owned by a man who has worked with some of the most elite canines in the world. According to paperwork filed with the town's planning department, Navy veteran Tyler Falconer is looking to expand his business, Falco K9, into Burlington at 279 Cambridge Street. Falconer currently has a location in South Boston that was opened in 2016. Falconer is not new to Burlington. He was born and raised in town and was a member of the BHS class of 2010. In November of 2014, he was made an intermittent member of the Burlington Fire Department. In July of 15, he was made a full-time member. Falconer served in the United States Navy as a military working dog handler. Working with animals has been a lifelong passion. On his website, he says he spent his whole life around dogs and so was happy for the opportunity to work with them in the military. He says that in his time in the Navy as a canine handler, he specialized in explosive detection and patrol work. He also had the opportunity to work hand in hand with police departments across the country to help train their dogs. After completing his service, he continued to work with dogs and their owners. Upon separating from the military, I have spent my time training people on getting the fullest potential out of their dogs, he said. Whether you want your dog to be obedient, protect your home, find someone in need, or many other amazing things dogs are capable of, I want to be the one to help you in every step of the way. According to the application filed with the town, the Burlington Falco K9 will operate as a daycare during the day and a training facility during nights and weekends. Falconer says that instead of homeowners leaving their dogs in a crate all day while they are at work, their dogs can remain under proper care and supervision and learn proper socialization to minimize dog aggression. Any and all kinds of dog training will occur to better fit the needs of each pet owner, including service dog training. There will also be dog CPR and first aid training classes held at this facility. The application is scheduled to be before the planning board on Thursday, March 1st. Helen Bullman, head traffic safety supervisor, has retired after 45 years of her career at the Burlington Police Department. There was recently a ceremony held in her honor of her decades of service. BNews reporter Robert Paris was there and files this report.
A longtime employee from the Burlington Police Department had decided to part ways after 45 years of service. Last week, the Burlington Police Department held a retirement party for head traffic supervisor Helen Bowman.
Helen started as a traffic supervisor. That's the people you see every day getting in and out of the schools. And shortly into her career, she was promoted to head traffic supervisor, and she also oversees all our matrons and does a wonderful job. And among other things, she also cooks muffins for all the officers, usually every morning. So I don't know how she juggles all the balls she has in the air, but she's a wonderful lady, and we're going to miss her terribly.
Many friends, town employees, and officers stopped by that day to congratulate Helen on her many years of hard work.
Oh, Helen has done a little bit of everything here. She ran a traffic supervisor. She was a matron. She's done a lot. She's always been available, always around, always had interesting stories.
Well, Helen's been here for a long time. She was here when I got hired 32 years ago, and she's just retiring now after 45 years of service. And she's been the head traffic supervisor here ever since I've known her, and she does a great job with handling all the people that do the traffic for the schools. She's been doing it for years. And she just always has been there whenever we needed her to help out with anything. She also handles a lot of duties for us with the traffic citations down in court and other administrative functions that she does here for us. And we really appreciate her, and we're going to miss her when she leaves.
Employees shared their favorite past and present memories during Helen's career at the station.
I'm an early riser, and when I first started here, I probably try to get in the office 6:30, 6:45, and she would always be in here before me. And within the first week or so, I discovered that she starts her day at the station probably around 4:30 a.m. So, and she still does that. Just an incredible work ethic.
Well, I'm thinking back to some of the special Christmas parties we ran for the senior citizens, and she did all the work. She really helped out. She's just amazing. I'd come in at 6 in the morning. She'd be sitting downstairs with a female that we had in custody, and then leave from there and go right out across the kids going to school. She was just amazing.
There's one that I think a lot of people will say they remember, is that every morning when you come in here, she's in here, and she's in here early, and she's always willing to have a conversation with you and tell you what's been going on and with her work, and what she'll ask what we've been doing, and even in our personal lives. I mean, it's just a normal conversation, just like you would have with your friends. And Helen's been a great friend to all of us. She really has.
Finally, always look forward, never back.
Well, I think the biggest thing is we're just going to lose, hopefully not lose, hopefully she'll stop by, but a very good friend that I think you're going to see from the turnout today that everyone really cares for, and she's a part of everyone's life. And if you think about it, she's probably on her third generation of kids that she's been getting in and out of the schools, and that's quite an accomplishment.
Well, I think the biggest thing she's going to take away is all the great friends she's made both here in the department and around the town of Burlington. It's just, it is an amazing place to work with amazing people who put in a lot of time that nobody really realizes. And she's going to take those great memories with her forever.
Well, I hope and same with us, as we will always remember her, and I hope she remembers, all of us and the good times that she had here and the camaraderie of all the other employees, and that goes a long way. I mean, we had that with her. I hope she'll remember that when she leaves, and she's always welcome back. We already told her that. She can come back anytime and visit, so we hope she does.
Congratulations, Helen. We wish you the best of luck on your retirement. From the Burlington Police Department, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
A large software company is moving a local facility from Framingham to Burlington and bringing its employees with it. CA Technologies, one of the largest independent system software companies in the world, is relocating its existing facility in Framingham to a space at 45 Network Drive in Burlington. With its recent acquisition of Veracode, also located within the Network Drive campus, CA Technologies will have a combined workforce of approximately 900 employees in Burlington. To offer a place for the children of those employees, CA Technologies has filed paperwork with the Burlington Planning Department for a minor engineering change for 15 Network Drive. The engineering change is related to 6,700 square foot child development center and outdoor playground area for the company's employees and their children. The minor engineering change will include the relocation of a sidewalk and handicap ramp, grading and landscaping, and the creation of a new drop-off area. This work will have an impact on the number of parking spots available, but the company argued not a significant amount. The project is scheduled to be before the Planning Board on February 15th. Perhaps more iconic than the Town Common gazebo or Grandview Farm, although not quite as old, the Burlington Mall has become a cornerstone of Burlington's landscape and history. This year marks the 50th anniversary of when the mall first opened its doors. BNews reporter Chris Flaherty recently went down to the mall to talk to the general manager about its history and what it expects from the future. He has this report.
One can't hear the words Burlington, Massachusetts without the Burlington Mall coming to mind. The shopping center has become iconic, perhaps more famous than the town it resides in. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Burlington Mall. I spoke with Justin Feldhaus, the new general manager of the Burlington Mall, for an inside look on the mall and its history.
I've been with Simon for 17 years. I've only been with Burlington Mall now about 2 weeks or so. The mall was built in 1968. It was originally built on a sand and gravel pit. As it was developed originally, it was a one-level mall. It was about 50 stores or so. Of the original 50 stores, Sears and Taylor and Spencer Gifts actually are still here from that original list of tenants. 10 years later, in 1978, Lord & Taylor was added onto the building, and then in 1988, the second story was added onto the mall. In 1994, we relocated the food court to the second floor, and then in 2008, we expanded with Nordstrom and added about 20 shops there. Today, the mall is about 1.3 million square feet. It's the second largest mall in the state.
I asked Justin how the Burlington Mall has responded to evolving shopping trends due to Amazon and other online vendors.
Well, 90% of all retail shopping is still done through brick and mortar retail. As we continue to bring in first-to-market retailers, we're still seeing lots of people come shopping in the mall. And they're coming here because you can see the product, you can touch it, and you can feel it and try it before you buy it.
In addition to providing high-quality options in retailing, the Burlington Mall has become a cornerstone of the community.
From what I've seen, the Burlington Mall is a very significant part of the community. It's synonymous with Burlington. A lot of people might even say that Burlington is what it is because of the mall. It's a great location. I think it brings a lot of people to town for shopping, but I think it goes beyond that. It also allows us to kind of give back to the community with events like Safety Town, other community organizations. We have a walking program with Leahy Clinic. Burlington Mall has a very strong relationship with Burlington Police, Burlington Fire, and the Burlington Chamber of Commerce, and we're constantly communicating to keep each other informed.
Justin explained in his own words why he thinks people continue to come to the Burlington Mall.
I think it's really simple. I think that we provide an unparalleled shopping experience. People come here because they can find all of their shopping and dining needs under one roof, and it's a very comfortable environment, and it's a place that they want to continue to come back to over and over again.
And should we expect to celebrate the mall's 100th anniversary in the near future?
The Burlington Mall has been here for 50 years, is going to be here for another 150 years, I hope. We'll continue to work hard to bring in the first-to-market retailers that everybody wants and expand our dining and entertainment experiences here.
Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly.
Do you have a driver's license and a willingness to help those in need? If so, then People Helping People has a job for you. As reported last week, People Helping People is in dire need of drivers to drive food pantry clients to and from the food pantry to receive their food. For some, this is the only way they can get to the pantry and pick up the food, toiletries, and other supplies they need. If you are interested in helping with this, call Burlington Youth and Family Services at 781-270-1961. People Helping People is a nonprofit, predominantly volunteer support program established to provide assistance to residents of Burlington who have an emergency need for food, medicine, heat, or utilities, and to provide for holiday food and gifts for children. People Helping People operates solely on donations. You can check out their website at peoplehelpingpeople.incorporated.org. During an emergency, minutes and even seconds can matter, and it turns out that the type of phone you use to call for emergency services could impact how quickly help arrives. According to a post from the Burlington Council on Aging, when calling 911, it is better, if possible, to call from a landline rather than a cell phone. This is because when you call 911 from an emergency landline phone, emergency personnel can immediately pinpoint your location. They can leave to help you immediately, even if you are unable to tell them where you are. With cell phones, however, the calls must be routed to the nearest emergency call center, and then GPS is used to determine your location. This takes a bit longer. When you call 911 on your landline phone, emergency personnel can immediately pinpoint your location. With a cell phone, calls must first be routed to the nearest emergency call center, and then GPS is used to determine your location, as we just said. So if you have the option of a landline during an emergency, use that instead of the cell phone. In conclusion, if you're climbing Mount Washington and have an emergency, use your cell phone. However, if an accident or emergency occurs in your driveway, use your landline to call 911. Help will arrive quicker. Burlington Rotary's High School Interact Club has been hard at work collecting much-needed items for local veterans who have fallen on hard times. On Thursday, they made a big donation to a local veterans organization. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford was there and has this report.
On Thursday evening, there was a large pile of newly bought athletic socks and a check made out for the disabled and limbless veterans on display at Flatbread Pizza in Bedford. The donations were collected and presented by the Burlington High School Rotary Interact Club, a group of hardworking students dedicated to making the community and the world a better place.
So what we did is we set up boxes all around town, like in the library, in the high school, in different spots around town. And we had people go around and donate socks for veterans, so that's our cause for this year.
The sock drive is part and parcel of the work of the students involved in the club, who strive throughout the year to support local causes.
Yeah, so the Interact Club is just a group of high school kids, and in the beginning of the year, we all get together. A bunch of them volunteer and sign up to help out around the community. Basically, as Rotary advisors, we kind of try and instill in them the idea of, helping out the community, doing service for people, fundraising, volunteering.
The sock drive was a big success, bringing in upwards of 1,500 pairs of socks for local veterans in need.
We've done this for a couple years, and it's been really great to just see the results. Like last year, I think we had like double the amount that we even thought we were going to get, and this year we had another great turnout. And this year we were also fortunate enough to be able to donate a check to the veterans, not only socks and things like that.
The donation was appreciated by the leaders of the veteran organization and will go a long way to helping the cause.
Well, I deal with some homeless veterans, and a clean pair of socks is something they don't often get. I know a pair of socks seems like a little thing, but to somebody that's been wearing the same pair of socks for 6 weeks, it's a big thing. It has holes in the socks. I also do suits, any kind of clothing, used, new. We bought probably 50 winter coats this year to disperse between West Roxbury VA Hospital, Brockton Hospital, the VA Hospital in Bedford.
The sock drive also gave the students a chance to meet with veterans and hear their stories, fostering a greater appreciation for what they have sacrificed for our country.
Yeah, so we have the veterans come to some of our meetings and speak about what their organization is, so the socks for veterans and how we can donate them. And then we have them here tonight, and it's really great to see them and have them in person to receive the socks, so it's really great.
So like Rita said, they've came to a few meetings before, and they tell stories, and they tell us, we had a veteran come last year, I think, and he had 2 of his limbs amputated, and it was really it was inspiring, and it was really interesting to see how he's living now and what his story was and how we are potentially helping them by doing things like this.
Also on Thursday, anyone who ate at Flatbread had a percentage of their bill go towards the Interact Club, something the restaurant does for many local causes.
Yeah, one of our core values is supporting the community, because if we didn't have the community, we wouldn't be here. So from this store alone, we donate almost $500,000 to nonprofits every year.
Finally, the adults involved said they were inspired by the students and proud of the work they do for the community.
We really do have some awesome students. Obviously in high school they're busy, they have sports, they have academics. A lot of the seniors and juniors who are the leaders of the groups, they've been in it so long. We have a lot of 4-year contributors. They're busy, but they all put in the time. They're all passionate about helping and donating and helping to fundraise and get the word out for these things. All the word they gave out for our Barnes & Noble fundraiser was amazing, and everything they did for this fundraiser was amazing as well. So they do a lot. These are really the cream of the crop, these kids are.
But I think it's great that the younger generation appreciates the veterans and what we've done for the country. I think it's great to see the kids fall out like this.
At Flatbread Pizza in Bedford, I'm BNews Director Rich Hosford.
The Burlington Board of Health and Health Department is encouraging residents to get a quick and free check that could save your life. According to the American Heart Association, high blood pressure is a disease that has no symptoms but can be deadly if left untreated. The American Heart Association estimates that 80 million adults in the U.S. have been diagnosed with high blood pressure. Because high blood pressure has no symptoms, it is important to get periodic blood pressure screenings. To help ensure all residents know their own blood pressure status, starting in February, the Burlington Board of Health nurse and the Burlington Medical Reserve Corps will be conducting blood pressure screenings on the second floor of the Burlington Public Library on the second Tuesday of the month from 10 to 11 a.m. and the last Thursday of the month from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. We go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown in our Weather Center for a look at the week ahead. It's cold. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. Now, here we are officially into the start of February, and marking the start of our period, February 2nd is Groundhog Day, as many of you know, so we'll be watching Punxsutawney Phil to see if he sees his shadow on Friday morning. And of course, whatever Punxsutawney Phil says will determine really whether we have 6 more weeks of winter or we have an early spring. So those of you like me who enjoy the warm weather, hopefully he'll be predicting some nice warm weather coming up and an early start to spring. But starting on our period, though, we're going to see temperatures a little bit colder than average. So something that we've seen pretty typically as we went through most of January. And it looks like we're going to be starting out February that way. We're going to see temperatures an early morning high of about 30, and we're going to maybe see some light snow with that early in the morning. And after that, temperatures are going to start to fall down into the 20s on Friday. So if you're out and about in Burlington Friday, going out Friday evening to dinner, please keep that in mind. It is going to get downright chilly. As we get to the end of the period, look at that, February 8th, we are actually, really getting on through. It's really not too much left really of winter in terms of days when we get there. And of course, look at this. On Friday, our first sunset at 5 p.m. So we will not be seeing a sunset before 5 o'clock until we get to late in the year. So that's something great. It's something really positive as we go ahead through the rest of winter. Now, as we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going to be going on with our weather for the next 7 days. Now, looking at this map, it is a little bit busy here. There is quite a bit going on. As I mentioned, starting on Friday morning, we are going to see a pretty sharp cold front come through the Burlington area, which is going to move out to sea pretty rapidly. And that's going to bring with it a chance of some light snow in the morning. You may see maybe a dusting to maybe an inch around the Burlington area. And that's going to, after that passes by, bring down some pretty chilly air into our area as we head into the first part of the weekend. Now, as we get, of course, into Super Bowl Sunday, watching the Pats take on the Eagles out in Minnesota, our weather here is going to be kind of dicey if you're going out for those parties on Sunday night over to your friend's house to see the Super Bowl. Late Sunday night into Monday, we're going to see kind of a messy storm system affecting the Burlington area here. Right now, it looked like a little bit earlier that we were going to see more in the way of snow. As of right now, it looks like we may have more of a mix of rain and snow with a little bit more rain. So we may be dodging a bullet a little bit, but we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled on this system as we get into the end of Sunday and the start of the week. Then getting into the end of the period, we're kind of looking at this low that we're going to be questioning a little bit. Could be a good-sized low, a little bit strong as we get into the Wednesday, Thursday time frame, but that's a long ways out and doesn't look like it's going to be too dramatic here. So again, some spot chances of some light snow here and there, but looks like as of right now, nothing in terms of a blockbuster storm like we saw back at the start of January. Now, as we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about a very important storm system that affected the Burlington area and most of southern New England down to New York. And this was 40 years ago, this coming Tuesday, February 6th. This is, of course, a shot from the aftermath of the blizzard of 1978. This is actually a picture that I found. I believe this is called Maple Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Now, This area of New England was especially hard hit in terms of snowfall. Many areas during the blizzard of '78 were reporting temperatures temperatures that were extremely cold and combined with 30 to 40 inches of snow. So that was quite dramatic, with incredible flooding on the coast and hurricane force winds. So harkening back again 40 years ago today, this is definitely what February can look like for us. But for as of now, it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any of this in the future. So that's a good point as we go ahead and towards the middle of February. Now, as we go ahead, let me outline those temperatures and the weather that we have coming up for the next 7 days. And again, here we are going into Friday, starting our period out. A little bit of that light snow to start out our morning. Morning commute could be a little slippery, so keep that in mind. Temperatures early morning in the 30s, falling down to the 20s by the time we get to the evening. Saturday, a fairly pleasant day, a little bit chilly though. We're going to be starting out morning lows in the single digits, getting up into the mid to upper 20s. And here we go into Sunday as we get into folks going off to Super Bowl parties to root on the Pats. We're going to see temperatures probably maybe a little bit warmer now, looking at the latest model projections than what we're seeing here. Temperatures may actually creep up near 40, and that may bring in the chance of maybe a little bit of mixed rain and snow changing over to mostly rain. Again, on Monday, we're going to have to keep an eye on how cold the temperatures look. We could see a switch over back to some snow at the end of that system. Getting into Tuesday, though, getting towards the start of your week here, temperatures again kind of chilly, but around 30, kind of seasonable with fair skies. And as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, this is where we're going to have to keep an eye out to that next storm potential, where we could see, again, some snow showers on Wednesday with temperatures in the upper 20s, and then maybe a little bit more in terms of steady snow with temps in the mid-30s. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But for everyone out there, get out there. Hopefully, Punxsutawney Phil has some good news for us. Enjoy the Super Bowl and have a great week.
Hello, I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your community calendar. Who said math isn't fun? On Tuesday, February 6th and the 13th from 6:30 to 8 p.m., Mathnasium in Burlington will be having a family math night. Come and have a fun educational time through the wonders of mathematics. There will be over 20 games, snacks, and prizes. On the 6th, the math night will be held at the Memorial School, and on the 13th at Francis Wyman. Everyone is welcome, and the event is free. For more information, look for Mathnasium on Facebook. Treat your little girl like a princess and escort her to the event of the season. On Friday, February 9th from 6 to 8 p.m., the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having their annual Daddy-Daughter Dance. The event will be held at the Hilton Garden Inn on 5 Wheeler Road. Dads, grandfathers, or uncles are welcome as the date for the evening. Pre-registration is required, and the event is $30 per family. For more information, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. It's a winter wonderland. On Saturday, February 10th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Simons Park, the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having their second annual Winter Carnival. The carnival will also be having sledding, skating, marshmallow roasting, and more. There will also be a chili cook-off at the event. Pre-registration is required for the chili cook-off only. Everyone is welcome, and the event is free. For more information about the event, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
The Red Devils continue to battle for wins during the winter season. BNEWS sports reporter Matt DiMarzio has all the latest in this week's sports report.
Hey everyone, this is Matt DiMarzio here with your weekly sports report. The Super Bowl isn't the only exciting sport event this weekend, but several Burlington High teams are in action. Friday is a busy one for the Red Devils. The boys gymnastics team has a home meet at 7 p.m. against Lowell, and the boys basketball team is also at BHS hosting Wakefield as the Red Devils continue their exciting run at the Middlesex League's Freedom Division title. Recently, the Devils beat Lexington in an exciting fashion, coming out of the locker room after halftime and outscoring the Minutemen by an 18-3 margin on the way to the win. The girls' basketball team is in action tonight as well with a difficult assignment in Wakefield, also at 7 p.m. The girls are also enjoying a nice season and are making a good bid to qualify for the state tournament. On Saturday, Burlington's wrestlers will be in Billerica for a quad meet hosted by the Indians starting at 10 a.m. The Red Devil hockey teams are also play Saturday, with both teams hosting Wakefield. The boys will try to stay undefeated in the Freedom Division when they take on the Warriors at 5 p.m., while the girls skate against Wakefield starting at 7 p.m. And on Monday, the track teams take center stage when they visit the Reggie Lewis Center in Boston for the Middlesex League Championship meet, starting at 4:30 p.m. On Monday night in Boston, the annual Beanpot hockey tournament will be held, and two of the teams have some Burlington flavor on their rosters. Harvard is led by senior captain Eddie Ellis, while senior Brian Diffley is closing out an excellent career as a defenseman with Boston University. Harvard and Boston University play each other on Monday at 8 p.m., right after Northeastern University plays Boston College in a game that starts at 5 p.m. That's all for your weekly sports report. I'm Matt DiMarzio, and back to you guys in the studio.
One place where there is always a lot happening is the Senior Center. We go now to Council on Aging Director Marge McDonald for the latest senior news.
Hello. In November, we showed some skits from the Carol Burnett Show, and I promised we would show more over the winter. So I'm keeping my promise, and we'll be showing some more skits from the Carol Burnett Show on Monday, February 12th at 12:30 p.m. So come join us for some belly laughs and happy tears while Carol and Harvey Korman try to keep a straight face at Tim Conway's antics. The New Orleans Jazz Band is here on Wednesday, February 7th at noon, and Monday, the 12th and 26th at 7 p.m. Their music will take you away down south to New Orleans, where it's warmer and the pace is slower. The folks from Erlin Construction will be back on Valentine's Day with another Valentine's party for us, complete with music, food, and fun. This is the third year Erlin has thrown a Valentine's party for us, and they put on a great party. Please sign up early as numbers are limited. On Monday, February 25th, we are going in the Wayback Machine with A Farewell to Arms with Gary Cooper and Helen Hayes. An American soldier and an English nurse fall in love, but their relationship is tested by the horrors of war. A Farewell to Arms will take you away from a cold, dreary February day. We are going to have another go at a new program, Scam of the Month, with Police Senior Liaison Officer Lynn Reynolds and Detective Anne Marie Brown, sponsored by Wegmans. Our January date got snowed out. Hopefully, we'll be luckier with a February date on Wednesday the 21st at 1 p.m. Construction is moving along. As far as I know, we are still looking at an end of March, beginning of April for the Council on Aging office and Senior Center activities to move upstairs. We should hopefully be back downstairs in our permanent space by the end of June. I spent some time last week looking at our basic daily and weekly schedule, and we should be able to fit all of our activities and programs upstairs with us. The activity room upstairs is quite a bit smaller than the Murray Kelly wing, but we will be moving Sophia's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday classes over to the Grandview. Not ideal, I know, but at least we can keep the classes going this way. Meals on Wheels will also be moving over to the Grandview, as the upstairs only has a kitchenette. Everyone has been more than patient and understanding with some of the craziness we are living with, but it will be worth it in the end, with new heating and cooling that works more efficiently, more activity space, and new, much more modern furniture and a better layout that will give social services more privacy. I'm excited to see what it will all look like when we're done. That's all for now. I'm Marge McDonald, and I hope to see you at the Senior Center.
Finally this week, another photo to highlight. This week we have a pair of photos showing some young Patriots fans ready for the big game this Sunday. They were sent in by Robin Alford and show her two daughters, Lizzie, age 3, and Julia, only 2 months old, sporting their Tom Brady jerseys in support of the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and the rest of the New England Patriots as they go for their 6th Super Bowl ring. Thanks for the photos, Robin, and let's go Patriots. This insufferable homer predicts the Patriots will win 35-14. We'd like to see your photos. They could be it could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your own door, or photos of your family members and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with the community. Email your photos to BCAT at BCAT.TV with the subject line Photo of the Week. Okay, that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with Rich Hosford, Chris Flaherty, Robert Paris, Peter Brown, Maddie Shipka, Matt DiMarzio, and Marge McDonald. Thank you for joining us.